Hi YouTube, this is Lisa. You're watching The Backward Glance, and today I have 10 more items to show you that flipped within the first 30 days of being listed in my eBay store. It is September 7th, 2019 today. I also have a bonus item at the end, so I thought it would be fun to not just share what sold super quick, but to share an item that took forever to sell, just to kind of balance things out. If you've seen my videos before, you'll know that I'm primarily a clothing reseller. That's what I know the most about, but I am totally trying to branch out and learn other types of things too, especially smaller items that are easy to store. So you'll see a bit of that mixed in here. And my buyers almost always pay shipping. I think that I have one item in this video where the buyer didn't pay shipping, and I will let you know. So the first item here is these Footprints by Birkenstock shoes, and these were a size 39, so I did have to go on the Birkenstock size chart and find out that that was a women's 8.5 or a men's 6 to 6.5. These were in pretty good condition. They definitely show a little bit of wear. You can see that they were worn at some point, but this brand is a great brand and people will generally buy it even if it's not in super great condition. So it's a little bit hard to see the mark in here, but it was kind of printed on the inside, Footprints by Birkenstock with the size there. So I paid $4.50 for these. I got my full asking price of $42, and they took 20 days to sell. Here's a sale I was really excited about. I picked up 6 packs of these razor cartridges, so they're just basically refill blades for the Schick Tracer, and I am guessing that you cannot buy these in the store anymore, because when I looked them up I was absolutely shocked to see how much they were going for. So I originally listed them in lots of 2, so I did like a multi-quantity listing of 3 lots of 2. I had one buyer who was interested in buying them all, so we worked out a deal for $100 for all 6 packs. And I paid 50 cents a pack, so I had $3 into these, flipped them for $100, and that took 4 days. The reason the picture just shows 2 is because I just kind of edited my original listing to say lot of 6 10-packs when he contacted me, so otherwise I would have had 6 in the picture there. But what a great profit margin, what a fast sale. This is the kind of stuff I wish I could find all the time. They were so small, they were so easy to ship. And by the way, this is the item that I offered free shipping on. I just figured $100 shipped was a great deal. And I did ship these priority mail. I put them in a small flat rate box, which cost me $7.90 to ship, but I wanted to make sure to have a little bit of insurance on there, so I didn't buy extra insurance, but I did get the $50 worth of insurance that you get when you ship from the post office, just as a little added security for me in case the package gets lost or anything. Next up is a ring. This was a really beautiful ring, quite a small ring. It came out to about a 5 and 1/8 when I put it on my ring mandrel. So sterling silver and turquoise, a little bit of wear on it for sure, definitely some tarnishing and little scratches, but a really pretty ring overall. Just show you kind of the pictures that I took of it. This was not marked. But it looked like it was really obviously silver to me, and so I picked it up at the thrift store and brought it home and tested it, and yes, it was silver. So I paid $1.50 for this and sold it through offers to watchers for $20, and that took 8 days to sell. I noticed that I didn't get nearly as many watchers on this as the last silver and turquoise ring I had, and I'm wondering if the size has to do with that. It also had a thinner silver band, so there wasn't probably in total as much silver on it as the last one I sold. So I'm new to selling jewelry. I'm just learning about these. But I personally love these silver and turquoise rings, so I'm definitely trying to pick them up and get them in my store when I can. Next up is an item that I didn't really make any money on, but I wanted to show it to you just in case this ever happens to you. So I had bought this Harley Davidson shirt. It was a really cool shirt. It had a big patch on the back, and I put it through the wash and two buttons came off while it was in the wash, and I lost them. Like I extra double checked that all the buttons were on there before I bought it because I hate buying shirts that are missing buttons. And the other thing that I double checked was the snaps on the collar, because people who ride motorcycles need those snaps to work, or when they're riding, the collar flies up and hits them in the face. And so after I got it out of the wash, one of the snaps would not stay snapped either. So I was really disappointed in that, and I didn't want to sell the shirt with that many flaws. So I decided to remove the buttons and make my money back for the shirt, which is what I did. So I just slotted up these buttons. I didn't really know if anyone would buy them, but actually they only took 3 days to sell. So I sold them for my full asking price of $8 in 3 days. That's great. I also cut the patch off the back and listed that separate. So I don't know if anyone will pick that up either. But it's just, I wanted to kind of show it, even though it's not like an amazing sale. It's something that does happen, that items have damage you didn't notice, or they get damaged when you are dealing with them, and this is a way to recoup a little bit of money. Also, if you're a person who shops like at the bins or somewhere where your cost of goods is super low, you might come across clothing that's very damaged that has valuable buttons. One other brand I did this with before was Dale of Norway. And those buttons didn't even say Dale of Norway, but they were just very like elaborate. And so I found a sweater in the bins that was extremely damaged, and I sold the buttons, and those sold really quickly too. So it's just something I thought I would throw in here because it's a little trick you can keep in mind that might help you someday at least recoup money from something damaged. So there's that. Okay. Next up is this bottle of perfume. This was in one of my haul videos, so this was not a full bottle. I thought it was about 80% full. It's by a brand called Cacharel, and the perfume was called Promise. And this was a 1.7 fluid ounce bottle, decent size bottle. I picked this up for $6.42. I sold it for a best offer of $60, and this took 28 days to sell. Next up, another kind of small sale here. This is a set of Christmas lights, probably from like the 80s or 90s. The box didn't have a UPC or anything, which leads me to believe it was a little bit on the vintage side. And I really like the sort of retro look of the little covers that are on the lights. So I picked these up for $1.60. And I got my full asking price of $12.95, and they took 8 days to sell. I actually picked up another set at the same time that has like more of a flower petal pattern on it and less lights on the string. It does have some watchers that hasn't been purchased yet, so we'll see, but I think I will pick up these kind of retro lights when I find them, especially going into the Christmas season. And probably at garage sales you can get these for even cheaper than what I paid. I would regularly see stuff like this for like $1 at the most at a garage sale. So I would keep my eye out for these if you don't mind stocking some hard goods in your store. Next is a pair of Joie jeans, and this is the first time I've ever picked up this brand. I do find it now and then, and I think this is a brand that generally does better on Poshmark, or at least I hear a lot of YouTubers who do Poshmark talk about this brand. When I've looked up the sell-through rate for this brand on eBay, it doesn't seem great for tops and things like that. But when I found the jeans, I thought that I would give them a try. So I paid $3.21 for these. I sold them for a best offer of $27 plus shipping, and they took 8 days to sell. And these were a really small size too, so I wasn't generally expecting them to sell super quick, size 25, but they did, so that was great. Here is the Joie label, by the way, and sometimes you'll see in tops and things like that, like a line called Soft Joie. I come across that now and then, but I really don't have experience. This, like I said, this is my first time selling this brand. Next is an item that I actually bought two of these, and I kind of took a chance on them because there weren't a lot of comps. So I found these in like the makeup bag section, and I looked them up, and they're for ballet shoes. So I guess there's Soto Massini, if I'm saying that right, is an expensive brand of ballet shoes, and they come in these carrying cases. So people were selling the shoes with the case for like $150, and I had no idea if people would really be interested in the case on its own. But like I said, I did pick up two of them. I got them listed and I sold the first one. I paid $4.25 for it, so for both of them. Um, I sold this one through offers to watchers for $18.15, and that took 2 days. And then I just listed the second one today. It does already have a watcher, so I might not even send offers out quite that low. I kind of was like worried that maybe I shouldn't have bought two of them, so I wanted to make that offer really attractive. But getting that first sale and then getting another watcher kind of makes me think that this might be a little better item than I kind of gave it credit for. So, cool new brand to look out for, and definitely if you see the ballet shoes, pick those up because I was just really surprised to find out that that's what these bags were for. All right, this is the 10th item of the items that flip quickly, and then we'll do our bonus item. So this is a Neve sweater, or Neve, I'm not totally sure how you pronounce that. Here is the tag for you. And this was 100% wool, really pretty pullover sweater. I paid $4.20 for this, and I sold it for a best offer of $24, and that took 22 days to sell. And I'm definitely seeing an uptick in sales in general, so I feel like the summer slowdown is really coming to an end, and definitely also an uptick in like winter related items. By the way, I had just a fabulous Labor Day weekend. It was, as far as sales go, and as far as spending time on the holiday goes. But I couldn't believe how many sales I had, and then they've kind of stayed strong. So I don't know what you're experiencing, but I'm hoping that your sales are doing well too, and that this is going to be an excellent end to the year from here on out. So let me show you my bonus item. This is one of the oldest items that I have had around in my store, and it's this Tommy Bahama sweater. It is a size extra large, which is great. I actually thought it was a really attractive sweater. I love the sort of burnout dye job. It is the mock neck with the quarter zip. So I never expected anything too great out of this. I think I listed it initially for like $24, lowered the price a few times, eventually had it at $16 and got a best offer for $10 and just took it. Because this was actually a really bulky sweater that was taking up a lot of room in a bin. I originally paid just $1.80 for it, so I'm not sure if maybe I got this out of the bins. I can't quite remember. But at any rate, that actually left some room for profit in there for me, even though I sold it for so little. And the amount of time it took to sell this was roughly 15 months. So, you know, sometimes it just takes a while for things to sell, but I don't know. If I had let this sit at 24, I might have had it for a few more years. Tommy Bahama is not a brand I pick up too much of. Sometimes the silk stuff or the Hawaiian stuff that has a really cool print, but these like basic men's stuff just really hasn't done that well for me, and this is a case in point. And I thought I'd show you this because when I'm showing you the stuff that sold quick, it's usually selling for close to my full asking price. I haven't reduced the price, but I don't want to make it seem like I don't pick bad items or I don't pick things that sit, because that's really not true. I like to show you what sells fast because I think it's the stuff that's the best to learn. But that definitely doesn't mean, like I said, that I don't have items that I make super low profit on or that just sit around for a while. And I definitely pick bad stuff sometimes. So trying to get better all the time. I think it's happening, but yeah, sometimes these things sneak in there. Anyway, that's what I had to show you today. Thanks for sticking with me. Feel free to leave a comment, like, dislike, or subscribe to my channel if these kind of videos help you out. Thanks.